Hey guys, how y'all doing today? Tyler here, Englandsback50, and welcome back to another Bloons TD Battles video. Exploring the new balance changes in 4.6, ISAB and I are getting together for some games, and we're going to be doing a legitimate strategy that involves the Super Monkey. Not getting as a random 4th tower, not necessarily going hashtag epic late game on Battle Park, Bonanza, Boosty, play with fire, all that bullshit. Nah. Normal battles where we use the Super Monkey. Is it possible to get it to work? So it's a bit of a sketchy strategy, alright? I'm going to preface with that. It is, first of all, sketchy, and second of all, very difficult. We are playing on Dread Balloon Cave, which is a pretty relevant map for those who play in high arenas. They'll come across Dread Balloon pretty often. And we're bringing loadout Dart Farm and Super Monkey, which is, yet another Dart Farm strategy, but it's slightly different, and I'm trying it out, or at least trying to get good at it, because for one, the Super Monkey got buffed in the recent balance changes, and two, it got those sweet sexy skins. So this is like half a skin showcase as well. So it's going to be pretty cool. You're going to see some sweet Super Monkey skins as time goes on. Anyways, yeah, so this is a really weird strategy. A lot of people bring like either Bomb or Monkey Ace or Ice, or used and Chipper in the past, sometimes Boomerang along with Dart Farm, but very rarely you see Super Monkey, and this has the potential to go the latest of any Dart Farm strategies. Generally, Dart Farms lose out to like Fast Colon ZOMGs, or hell, even like Space ZOMGs in mid to late 30s rounds. Dart Farm Super does decently better than any of the other Dart Farm strats. So if you're up against Dart Farm Ace and you have Dart Farm Super, generally you'll have an edge on them. But it's not an automatic win. This strategy is very, very hard to pull off. Usually the third towers are extremely useful for helping out darts in the early to mid game, like defending, small rushes, or just defending like maybe round 8, maybe round 11, maybe round 13. Yeah, that helps out a lot. So we don't have that. We have Super Monkey instead, and you're not getting a Super Monkey at round 8 unless you plan to die, and that's your method of assisted suicide. Super Monkey on round 8. Fucking genius. But yeah, it does rely on 4th tower a decent amount too. As you can see in this game, we got pretty lucky to have Boomerang as our 4th tower. You can greed a lot with Boomer on this map. You can go insane. So Boomer is definitely a good 4th tower to allow you to greed quite a bit. But there's also like a lot of other good towers, like Bomb, Ace, Ice. Ninja's not too bad. Freaking Balloon Chipper, just kind of stuff you'd see with normal Dart Farm strats. Like you generally want those primarily as your 4th towers. But we're moving on. The nice thing about Boomer, like I said, you can greed because the whole turbocharge exists. You can really go hand with that. I said trying some camo and regular balloons layered, but we got Dart to help out. Thank God. That's pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. He's doing a new strategy that's come about with 4.6, or at least has really become good with 4.6. Apparently it was kind of a thing, but no one ever really talked about it or actually played it or made videos about it. So for all things considered, it wasn't really a thing before its recent update. The heli, the farm, and the ice. And he's doing pretty good, but we got a bank on round 14. Alright, if you think ISAB's doing good, we are doing phenomenal. We are just raking in the dough. And this, of course, does not happen every game. But hey, it's a longish map, and we got Boomerang as a random tower. That's pretty freaking good if you ask me. He didn't really harass because I had those 2 extra triple darts. If he did anything sketchy, I can just sell those for a turbocharge. Super easy. Just turbocharge, boost if I have to, like if he goes all in with regen rainbows, just to be extra safe, right? Yeah, so we would take that down just fine, and now we're going to go about farming our own way. I said somewhat caught up. He's got his own bank, except he's missed out on a bit of eco, and he has less funds in the bank, so he's kind of a bit behind in that regard. We are currently a little bit weak against Moab, so ISAB's going to exploit that. Having Super Monkey against Moab sometime isn't that bad, but I'll show you like games where it may be a bit more useful. Also, we gotta spike that. We're gonna turbocharge. Yeah, so taking care of that. So this obviously isn't the ideal opener, but don't worry, there'll be a bunch more games in this video where you just show us relying solely on the dart. No extra 4th tower to just help us do good and defend the early game. Just gonna do darts, and we're gonna have a similar outcome, at least somewhat similar. So moving on. This strategy does have a pretty big weakness, though. A very glaring weakness if you don't get a good 4th tower. You will, most of the time, lose on like round 22 or round 24. Early ZOMGs can really screw over this strategy because, like I said, It's hard defending early on, so that means generally you're not going to have as much money as traditional dart farm strats or other strategies like Ninja Mortar or Heli Pilot or Wizard Ice. You generally just won't have as much money as that. So that means early ZOMGs are just going to be that much more hard to defend, and, well, you're going to die to them. So you better hope you have a good 4th tower. It's also why it's probably better on a longer map, too. You don't need it to be like Battle Park for it to work, but something like Dread Balloon, something like, what's it called? Balloonarius Swamp would be decent. You know, then there's Battle River, there's Rally. There's a lot of BFB Coliseum maps where this totally works on, too. There's also a lot of BFB Coliseum maps where this definitely doesn't work on. I tried some quick battle games just to see what maps I could and couldn't pull it off. Battle Sands. Fuck that map. That and Snowfall are 2 maps that I just could not really get to work that consistently with the strat, at least. Yeah, would not recommend one bit. So anyways, yeah, we're just using a lot of turbocharge to defend mid-game. It's helping out quite a bit against the ceramics, so we probably should get more darts, but hey, yeah, we're doing fine now. We got a crap ton of factories. Like, this is an insane amount of factories. It helps when you get your first bank on round 14, huh? So generally, you won't be as rich as this, but, you know, on Dread Balloon, you still get a crap ton of money with factories. Like, eventually you will be this wealthy. Also, I'm wasting a lot of money rushing ISAP because I'm not entirely sure how powerful his Heli Farm Ice strategy is. Yeah, it demolishes the DMGs. Like, I wasted money rushing him for sure. Needed to wait till mid 30s. So you know, I could be spending that money on farms, but instead I'm just blowing it on ZOMG and hookers and that sort of shit. Anyways, here comes the Super Monkeys. I guess you guys were wondering when the hell I was going to start using those towers. Here they are. So obviously they're best late game. So you want to just start spamming them down. Get some Robo Monkeys in the front, deal some ZOMGs, and some Sun Gods in the back. Because actually, believe it or not, Sun Gods are better against large groups of Moabs than Robo Monkeys are. It's just the fact that they have 3 shots and they do a lot more pierce than the Robo Monkey means that Sun God spammed will do better than Robo Monkeys. Plus, I think they're actually technically cheaper because Robo Monkeys, you got to get 2-3 for them to be good. Sun Gods, you can just chill with 3-0. Never mind. No, Robo Monkey is still cheaper, but it's close, alright? It's close-ish. Anyways, here comes the rush. About time, right? Around 37 ZLMG. So around 32 ZLMGs we would have annihilated. But what about these damn stronger ZLMGs? We're also going to rush ISAP, so we got a double rush going on. And having our puny little Dharma Monkeys be in the fan club, you know, while they're surrounded by the presence of demon, evil Super Monkeys. They're idols. And we demolished that first ZOMG. So as you can see, the Super Monkey strat is currently working out well. But we got more. We got way more ZOMGs to deal with. And these are strong ZOMGs, there's a fast ZOMGs, and we don't have any slow abilities. ISAP has the ice ability, so he's able to slow all of his balloons down to half speed, while for mine, we gotta deal with full speed, and it sucks. It sucks a lot, because they're just gonna keep going, they're gonna be super fast. We're gonna use our first of 3 energies, might as well use it now in hopes that we get it back. And now we're actually starting to activate Techno Terror abilities, because the Super Monkey is a reasonable ability as well. Except you generally want to be a bit more conservative with it. Like, most of the time, it's not even in a good spot. Plus, I'm wasting a bunch of money selling every buy it. But here's the thing, right? I'm like Bill freaking Gates right now. We have like 12, 13 factories. I could afford to do it. So we could just take down those ZOMGs with freaking ease. The Super Monkeys are just owning. So yeah, it has a lot more late game potential. So it has all the early game versatility of farms and the late game potential Super Monkeys. And ISAP's going to be taken down right there at the hands of the evil Super Monkeys. Alright, so this is a game where we just do kind of a dart start only. We don't rely on boomers this time, just to show that it is in fact possible to do dart early game to mid game. Although, I mean, it's gonna keep, it's not like a full game, because I think this game ends a bit earlier than round 40. It's just a bit, you'll see. But it's still reasonable to defend early game with darts. It's just you're not gonna have as much money and as much like comfort. But hey, I mean, sometimes you get a good 4th tower. It happens with the strats. I never said this is like the best strat ever. It's probably like a tier 2 strat, but it's something I'm having a lot of fun trying. Like, super freaking monkeys in the game. Who would have thought? It's also kind of convenient that I'm not being harassed early game, because ISAP's trying to afford his heli pilot and his farm instead, so he can't really send too many red balloons early on. Not too many pinks, but I mean, I guess he's spamming pinks around 4. We got a single triple darts. That deals with it pretty well, though. And you can defend pinks on round 4 with a little bit extra help, just 1 trip darts, then 1 0-2, and a 0-0, and that defends perfectly well. Sometimes if you want to be greedy and you don't expect your opponent to keep rushing, you can just continue with just the single trip darts. Also, I'm selling those to get more farms. I'm like, now I'm buying them back because it's going to keep harassing. And black balloons. Black balloons you actually need 2 trip darts for. You can't cheese it with this shitty defense. At least not for too long. Defended it for now. But yeah, now we got to get that trip darts. Alright, easy peasy. Lemon squeezy, gonna keep farming here. Isab's got his heli pilot, just the 1-0 heli pilot. That guy's pretty cost effective, but we're even in farm, surprisingly, which is nice. They made changes as the game goes on. I'm going to need a lot more defense to defend round 8, I think. Although this map is pretty good for spike balls too. Isab's going to need a bit more defense to defend round 8 yellows. And he's getting that second heli pilot, which is barely defending. Good for him, I guess. So at least we got some eco out of it. Oh, and some lives on him. Lives are good too. I'll take that. So yeah, our fourth tower is Spike Factory. Spike Factory, can that be used? Potentially. You can use Spike Storm maybe to help out defend early ZOMGs, but I would not say it's reliable in any sense. I think we would still lose like an all-out rush early ZOMGs, but maybe it would help a bit late game potentially. And he definitely, you know, Spike Factory definitely would not help early game. So yeah, as we continue, we're going to round 11 harass Isab, although it's a bit late, and he's got the 3rd tier heli pilot, which will defend. We are a bit open to round 11 rush. Thankfully not taking it. We could probably just get a bit more Spike Factories. There's some whites, but not enough to actually cause issues. I think we would have been fine, though. Just place down Spike Factories, and I had a road spike still, and I could have kept doing trip darts after that. I think we would have been A-okay. This map is long enough and good enough for Juggernauts that you can pull it off. So yeah, let's just keep farming, keep getting that up. So the reason I kind of like farms is, well, just because you can actually rush your opponent. If your opponent's playing like a peanut, you have the versatility to actually rush them without having to sell all of your towers. And you can sell farms more defense if needed. We will not need to do this for this rush. We could boost. I guess we're not going to. That's a lot of regen leads though. And actually we're going to leak a few. Quite a few. Down to 36 lives. But not enough to kill us. Just 2 jugs. Couple trip darts. And that seems to get the job done. I'm pretty happy about how that went. Very, very good. And we're gonna keep farming. Get our 5th farm to Isab 6 farms. He's a bit ahead. But we have the potential to maybe rush him with the Moab. I tried rushing with the regen leads, and I'm like, wait, those are space regen leads. What am I doing? Oh no, it's terrible. That's okay. We got a Moab followed up with actual group leads this time. We did the correct leads, and this is where Isab Stretch starts to at least struggle a bit. I mean, it's not gonna die, right? Right? He better not fucking die. Yeah, he stays alive there and defends the leads afterwards, but he does have the energy, meaning I can maybe pull off some shenanigans, maybe a BFB, maybe some extra Moabs. See him selling farms for a bank, so I'm like, oh shit. You know, that's definitely not good. He's got the bank, and he's got 3 extra farms for selling. I'm like, okay, I just gotta go in big here. Moab, leads, ceramics, lots of balloons. Isab has a hard time microing because that's just so many balloons, and the heli pilots, it's hard to micromanage him, and he dies. So yeah, that's why it's nice to have the farms. Yeah, I think we sold a farm to make that rush happen. Kind of needed to. And plus we had that extra reserve of money. Made for a nice aggressive game. And that's kind of defending early game or early rounds with Dart Monkey. We're going to bring it to another map, Offside. Which I think is another map that could pull this off. I mean, you wouldn't want to do this on something short like Indoor Pools or Zen Garden or anything like that, right? So yeah, so we're going to continue. Again, greeting. A lot of people do harass early games, so this rush to a early plantation only works if your opponent is not harassing or just trying to get up defense, which is the case, or if they just send like a couple spaced blues, you can manage. But generally what I like to do in quick battles is, you know, place down the farm, then place down 0-0 Dart Monkey, get it to 0-1, then send 7 red or space blue balloons. Usually I do 4 grouped reds followed by 3 space blues, and get the farm to 1-0 at the beginning of round 2. Alright, so if you have 1-0 farm, then you get a trip darts when your opponent's harassing, because they will harass, they'll send a lot of balloons, right? Then you save up for that farm, and you'll get the 2-0 pretty early on. You'll be able to send like 1 pink on round 4, although it's probably not worth it. You just get up the 2-0, then you start buying another triple dart monkey or more extra defense. And that does a-okay. Anyways, black balloon harassment, we're going to defend those just fine. Got 2 trip darts. Got a reasonably solid D, and we got 2, hold on, wait for it, 2 plantations, giving us the extra money. Now we got ice as a random tower, which is super nice. Dart farm ice is a usable strat. It's been used before, and I think it's still usable after the ice nerf. Yes, the ability does cost a bit more, so it's going to be a bit harder, but it's still reasonable. It's reasonable just as dart farm super monkey is reasonable, to say the least. You can do this and cheese out some wins for sure. Anyways, round 8 is where ice tower will really come in handy. Dealing with most of those yells, and the dart monkey just cleans up in the end, saving me money so I don't have to buy a spike bolt and extra dart monkeys. Whereas an ice up there, he is heli farm ice. He manages to leak a bit more than we do. I think his ice positioning was a bit off. Maybe he placed it a bit late too. So yeah, we're just chilling. We're pretty even in farms. We're going to continue. Round 11 is when shit really hits the fan. White balloons. Ice tower can't pop that, so we got to plop some dart monkeys in the background and get some trip darts. And defend for the most part. He didn't send too many whites, so just 4 was enough. Sometimes you need 5. Sometimes you need 6 triple darts to defend a massive white rush. We had just the smaller white rush ISAB side too. Knocked him down on 39 lives. So yeah, we both got knocked down a peg. We're gonna drop some zebras now. More things his ice tower can't deal with. So he's got heli piloted up. Thankfully defense. I guess things were looking a bit scary, but then that Razor Rotors saves him in the end. He didn't even have the energy. So that's not good for us. Because I realized, like, oh shit, we wasted a lot of money. And don't have too much money right now. He could get us with some decent rush. Also, I accidentally sent a grouped rainbow. Anyways, here comes a regen zebras. We're going to get some spike bolts for that. Just spike bolts, not juggernauts, because there were no leads in that. If there was a juggernaut, or if there was a lead, and like camel lead that the ice tower wouldn't be able to pop, then yes, I would have gotten a juggernaut. But as of now, just spike bolt sufficed. They didn't miss many balloons. Anyways, we're selling a spike bolt to go for a bigger rush on ISAB, and he boosts but still dies anyways. So yeah, it's actually very important with this strategy, don't boost, like I just did right here. This is just me showing a game of like what you're not supposed to do, because I focus way too hard on rushing ISAB, selling farms, boosting at bullshit, right? We could have defended that rush without boosting easily, and we're just going to get punished hardcore by that, which is some regro zebras. I'm like, yeah, I have no money, I ain't got shit, I ain't got nothing, no defense, can't defend those, and we're gonna die. Also, another game of something you probably shouldn't do. Believe it or not, you shouldn't get a temple most of the time. Most of the time, you shouldn't get a temple. A lot of you guys might have been thinking of that Dread Balloon defense. Tyler, why don't you just get a temple? Those guys are so good. But they're also like $100,000. So we were trying to defend it on Swamp here, but we had to sell a bunch of farms to get it. So now we only have 4 factories. And we got Ninja. I mean, that's helping out decent, right? But we don't have any good sacrifice for the temple. We got that sweet-ass looking, you know, magma temple on there, actually barely defending. Look at this shit. 1 life left. Holy crap. Clickbait that. Let's go. And we got to start buying, like, Techno-Terrors and stuff to defend. But we would have been a lot better off if, in the first place, we had just started spamming Robo-Monkeys and not had to resort to this drastic defense. You only want to get a temple if you have a tower that's good enough to sacrifice to it. Bomb. Ice. Wizard. Glue. Those are the 4 towers. If you get one of those as your 4th tower, then you can get a good temple with those sacrifices. Otherwise, you're just stuck with a Blades Temple, which is not powerful enough to justify the cost. And we're going to die very shortly, mainly due to a small amount of funds. Like, we actually had a lot of funds before this, but temples are expensive. Don't want that as your main defense. So anyways, yeah, there's a lot to talk about this strategy. I'm still learning, so I don't really think I can condense it all into one video. So if you want, I can kind of keep practicing it, show you my progress along the way, make a bit more of an in-depth guide to using the Super Monkey in a legitimate strategy, or just do some live comms with it. I'm not entirely sure yet. The only issue is live comms is half the times I won't get maps where I can use this on. Like, I wouldn't use this on Water Resorts or Yin Yang. There's so many maps I wouldn't use it on. But the maps I can use it on is pretty fun, so if you want to try it out, give it a shot. It's hard, alright? I'm going to say that once again, it's hard, takes a lot of practice, especially in the early game, so good freaking luck if you decide to take it up. So yeah, thanks you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed a legitimate strategy with the Super Monkey. This was fun to make. Thanks to ISAP for the games. And I'll see you guys all in my live stream tomorrow. Maybe I'll play it there. Peace out.